Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. Gonna get some more aim training in here. I hope everybody had a wonderful weekend, and I hope everybody's having a nice start to their Thanksgiving week. We're gonna jump straight in here, right into the aim labs. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I need to fix my camera settings real quick. So excited to get this done that I moved too fast. Do this real fast, won't take very long. Sorry for that, everybody. Bear with me for a second here. Awesome. There we go. All right. Back at it. All right, so we're going to start with our first task here. This is a tracking task, so as you can imagine, the goal is to stay on top of the target as much to the best of my ability for as long as I can. Tracking is not my best skill, and while it's not the most important in Valorant, having some basic tracking ability is still important. So I apologize for not being on this weekend. I was dealing with a migraine, and I was hoping to play more and stream a little bit more, but it just didn't work out. So I'm here now, trying to make up for a little bit of lost time. All right. We're going to get right back into it. So, for those of you that don't know me, my name is AG Basetrap. I am a Valorant streamer. I played pretty frequently in the past. I got up to a Ascendant 1 peak in episode 5, and then I took a little bit of a break and picked up the game again like episode 6. And I was really into the Woohoojin community at the time. I wasn't really playing ranked anymore, so I kind of just like decayed to Diamond and stayed there because I didn't care enough to play ranked. I was playing a lot of in-houses on the Woohoojin server, joined the Underpeel League, and then became a dad to 2 twins, and had to take a break from gaming for a while, so I took about a year off of any competitive gaming. And I'm just now kind of getting back into it, and I want to work on my mechanics, make sure that my aiming is basically not my problem, so I'm trying to have a regular aim training routine so I can focus on the macro stuff when I'm in-game, playing comp games and whatnot. And my account decayed to gold 3 in the process of all of that hiatus. So we're working on maybe getting the climb going again. I'm not really sure. I've been playing with friends for the most part, not taking it too seriously, so I might start trying to take it seriously again. Haven't really decided. But yeah, just really trying to get the aim training back going again so I can feel good about my aim, because I aim trained for about 3 months straight in the summer of 2023, and man, did I feel crisp. I felt like I could take any gunfight and win it easily. And that was a good feeling. And I want to get back to that place. And then I can basically just get to a place where it's like, okay, well, I'm just doing really dumb stuff in game, and I need to stop doing dumb stuff. So I'm going to focus on the last little bit of this task here. All right, that was solid. Solid run. All right, so then we get into the next task, which is another tracking task here. This one has a little bit more verticality to it. It's not purely just... All right, we're going to restart that real quick. I was VOD reviewing one of the higher scores in the lobby and kind of saw what the difference between their approach and mine. And I need to change a couple things to replicate what they were doing a little bit better. Feels like a pretty solid run so far. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. That's one of the best scores I've had in a long while. Gotta move a little post-it note I left for myself here. Just rubbing my hand on it the whole time. Yeah, that was a pretty solid run. So anybody that's not familiar with this is the Woohoojin Voltaic Intermediate playlist. He has published a whole YouTube video that goes along with this. There's a beginner one as well. If you're not familiar with aim training, you should start with the beginner one. I've done aim training for a while, so I've moved on to the intermediate. I find the beginner one a little too simple. It's not that I can't benefit from it at all, but this one challenges me a little bit more, and feels like a better use of my time. But it takes about 30 minutes. It's about a 30-minute commitment. 32 minutes with rest. And it's split up into 4 sections. The beginning section is tracking, then you go into flicking, then you go into micro adjustments, and then it's like moving target drills. So within each section, there's 2 exercises, and each exercise is done 3 times. So there's 6 tasks per section. And the first section is tracking, mostly to get out of the way, because most people who play tactical FPSs kind of hate tracking. It's really not a skill we work on very often, or have a lot of need for in-game. Not to say that there's zero need for it, but, you play Neon, you're going to be doing some tracking with their ult. So not to say that you can't benefit from it, but it's probably the least developed skills for, like, tactical FPS players. Just because it's such a low time to kill game style. It's not an arena shooter where you have to constantly hit your enemies. And then, all right, so now we take a 2-minute break. So after every section, you take a 2-minute break. So this was developed via Woohoojin in the Voltaic community, basically just to give you a routine to run through that you should be doing roughly daily. 5 out of 7 days minimally is really what you're aiming for. I've kind of been averaging every other day with all my other responsibilities between being a dad, having a house I have to take care of, spending time with my wife, having a full-time job, having a dog. I got a lot of things and people that depend on me, and can't devote myself to this fully as much as maybe I'd like to from a hobby perspective. But I like my life. I like the time. I like the way I'm spending my time. So no regrets. But yeah, so the goal is to try to do this 5 out of 7 days a week, at least for me. And then really, as long as you're doing this and you're doing some focused DMs in game, Valorant being my game, working on the mechanics, your gunfight hygiene and all of that really should take care of itself. Not to say that I can't improve it, but like I'm doing the work to have it be at a pretty high level that I don't need to focus on that aspect of it in game too much. More or less, it's just kind of like do what you've been doing when you've been practicing, and you'll be fine. So I'm trying to make it a habit so that when I get in game, I don't have to worry about shooting. I can just worry about thinking about the strategy of the game. In the summer 2023, I was really into the whole aim training thing. I was doing this playlist at least 5 out of 7 days. I called it Eating My Vegetables. And then I kind of got into the whole Voltaic community too, and I was doing their ranking system. I believe I got up to Platinum. I was close to Diamond, if I remember correctly, and I was trying to push for Jade. But then my kids were born, and I kind of fell out of the habit of doing it. Just really didn't have the time anymore. Wasn't sleeping enough. Really got put on the back burner. But I definitely enjoyed aim training a lot. Maybe too much. I was like doing it more than actually playing Valorant at the time. I had a lot of ranked anxiety towards the end too. I was too worried about like. That was one of the downsides of playing in the in-houses all the time. It was a really nice community. You never really had to deal with toxic people. And then the idea of playing with toxic people is so unappealing to me that I just avoided it. So even though I'm part of the Underpeel server and could be playing in-houses again, I've kind of just chosen not to. Because I don't want to shelter myself from that whole thing again. And honestly, it doesn't really matter what people think online. Most of these people I will never encounter again in my entire life. I'm not going to go pro. I'm not a full-time streamer. I don't rely on streaming in any way. I don't make money off streaming at all. Like, this is purely for my own entertainment. Honestly, I'm mostly just streaming to have a VOD of this so I can review it later. It's easier than recording a video, encoding the video, and then uploading it to YouTube. So, but, you know, I have a good streaming setup. I might as well. And if I pick up a couple viewers here or there and have some interaction with people, I'm not going to complain about it. If I end up streaming to absolutely no one all the time, that's also okay. Because I'm doing this for my own enjoyment, not for anybody else's. And I really enjoy the process of getting better. And creating a VOD that I can review later is part of the process of getting better. I forgot to click. Got a mouse there. But yeah, I tried doing this the other day, and I had a migraine setting in the entire time, and my score just kept suffering little by little by little. You don't see anything, huh? That's weird. I'm watching on my phone, I can see it. Well, I appreciate you being here. So yeah, I've been having some streaming issues. Don't really know what it is. Like my whole stream just keeps blacking out randomly for like others. Although I can see it when I'm watching it from other devices, so I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna finish up this task. I'm gonna finish running through all of this, honestly. I'll have to spend some time. I probably won't get a chance to work on it until the weekend. So it's not the end of the world. I'll have the VOD. Which is, at the end of the day, what I care about having. Oh god, I'm moving super slow now. Oh well. That was a rough one. Alright. Next task. Basically the same thing, more flicking. Targets are a little bit smaller. Things are grouped a little closer together. Not as quite as much verticality as the other one. Keep moving here. The key is explosiveness from one target to the next. I gotta check my YouTube at the end of this too, make sure I've been exporting my VODs. They don't retain for very long, so I gotta make sure they get them over to YouTube or I lose them. Not that I have like great content by any means. I am a novice content creator at best. We've got decent gear, but that's about it. Alright. I'm gonna go a little faster this time. Click. Had an old manager who used to say, click. We need to click on things. It was very endearing. It's unintentionally funny on his part, but kind of miss it now that I don't hear it all the time. Every once in a while I'll still have meetings with that guy and still does it. Brings me back to a simpler time. Well, apparently my stream is just a black screen with no audio for anyone but myself, even though I can preview it on my own devices. Unfortunate, but we'll work on figuring that out going forward. So this will pretty much just be a VOD for me to review my mechanics, figure out what I could do better. Unfortunate, but practice is practice. Alrighty, so now take another 2-minute break here. Let's see. Let's use this 2-minute break to maybe see if we can do some quick Google searches for troubleshooting this. So my stream on Twitch is black with no audio. Not that. But VOD is fine. Custom X264 settings. So, what are my settings? There's nothing weird there. Really nothing weird there. That could be it. All right. All right, we're gonna restart the stream in like 2 minutes here.